So, my dear students, today once again I am here to clear the concepts that we have discussed yesterday. Now, I will go through the second point, that was what are physical quantities. What was that? What are physical quantities? My dear students, in the previous class, that is class 8, I have discussed this point so many times. So, I know better that you may define this term easily. What are physical quantities? So, you can say the quantities that can be measured are called physical quantities. What? The quantities that can be measured are called physical quantities. But you can define it in another way, that the properties of a material, the properties of a material or systems that can be quantified, by measurement, are called physical quantities. You may note it down. There are some examples that we can take, that what I have told you, that those quantities that can be measured are called physical quantities. So think, what are the quantities that can be measured? Some examples are there that are what? Time. This can be measured. Yes, time can be measured. We can measure time in terms of seconds, minute, hour, and there are so many other units. Now, you may say distance. This also can be measured. Now, area, it also can be measured. So, these quantities are what? These are the physical quantities. So, there are so many examples: pressure, volume, etc. So, these are the quantities that can be measured. Now, when we talk about the physical quantities, then we have to also say something what? That physical quantities can be classified in two different ways. Physical quantities can be classified in two different ways. What? The physical quantities can be classified. Physical quantities can be classified in two sub-quantities. What are that? One is scalar quantity, one is a scalar quantity, and the other is vector quantity. Vector quantity. Why we need to classify these two quantities, these two physical quantities in two different groups? The reason behind is what? That scalar quantities are the quantities which can be explained in terms of magnitude only. what? In terms of magnitude only. While this vector quantity, this is explained in terms of magnitude as well as direction. What? Magnitude as well as direction. So if you want to define the scalar quantity or know something about scalar quantity, first we have to deal with some examples. So see what may be the examples of this scalar quantity. As I have told that this can only be explained through the numerical value alone, only with the numbers. What? Like see, in the scalar quantity, the numbers are always followed by some units. Like see, one scalar quantity like time. Say 5, what is this? This is the magnitude of time. And now this is followed by a unit, which is what? Second. Another thing, what? That is distance. Say what? 10 meter. Again we have seen what? This is 10 is what? The magnitude, and meter is what? Unit. So in the scalar quantity you always see what? A number is followed by a unit. A number is followed by a unit. Now there may be so many examples like what? Area 10 meter square. Again work, power, etc. So these are the examples of what? Scalar quantity. Now we'll talk about vector quantities. Now we'll talk about what? The vector quantities. So in the example of vector quantity, you may write what? Displacement. Displacement is nothing but the distance covered in a specified direction. In a specified direction. Suppose I am walking on a road, and actually I am walking on a road in a specified direction, say in north direction. When these two things, what? I am walking, and walking in what direction? The direction is what? That is north direction. When we say these two things, then we have to understand this is what? This is the displacement. When direction is added and displacement is what? It's a vector quantity. The second thing is velocity. One by one I will discuss about it. Velocity is what? The speed of a body in a specified direction. Now the acceleration, the rate of change of velocity. Force, it is also a physical quantity, which is what? A vector quantity. Weight, etc. are the scalar quantities. So pause the video and note it down. These are very important terms that you have to learn. You have to work on it throughout the life. Now I will try to define the term scalar quantity. Scalar quantities. Those quantities that are fully described by a magnitude, that are fully described by a magnitude. You may say this can be described only through the magnitude or the numerical value or the numerical value alone or a numerical value followed by a unit. A numerical value followed by a unit are called scalar quantities. So now